I needed money. That's really the only reason I took the job. I was 24, freshly unemployed, and scrolling through every odd job listing I could find when I came across a posting for overnight security at an abandoned hospital about 40 minutes outside the city. The pay was good. Better than good, actually. And at the time, I told myself the reason no one else had taken it was because of the hours. Midnight to 6 a.m., 6 nights a week. I told myself that. The building was called Hargrove Medical Center. It had been shut down in 2009 after a series of lawsuits I didn't bother to research at the time. The company that owned the property had been trying to flip it for years. My job was simple. Walk the perimeter every 2 hours, check the locks on the main entrance, log anything unusual, call the number on the sheet if anything happened. That was it. My supervisor, a guy I only ever spoke to on the phone, told me the building had been completely cleared out. No equipment, no furniture, nothing. Just empty hallways and locked rooms. He told me that twice, actually. I should have asked him why he felt the need to say it twice. The first night was fine. Cold, boring, and so quiet that my own footsteps scared me twice. I did my rounds, logged nothing, and drove home at 6 a.m. feeling almost embarrassed about how nervous I'd been. The second night was the same. By the fourth night, I had completely relaxed. I had a folding chair set up near the main entrance, a thermos of coffee, and my phone. I wasn't scared anymore. I was just bored. That was the night I heard the elevator. Hargrove Medical had 3 floors and 1 service elevator on the east wing. The power to the building had been fully cut. I knew this because I had personally checked the breaker panel on my first night as part of my walkthrough. There was no power in that building. So when I heard the unmistakable sound of an elevator cable moving, that low mechanical groan that only comes from something heavy shifting inside a shaft, I sat completely still for about 10 seconds and told myself it was the building settling. Old buildings make noise. Everyone knows that. I logged it as structural sound, finished my coffee, and went home. Floor. It was faint at first, something warm and chemical, almost like a cleaning solution, but underneath it was something else I couldn't name. I checked the 3rd floor thoroughly. Every door was locked exactly the way it was supposed to be. No signs of entry, no broken windows, nothing. But the smell kept getting stronger every night. On the 9th night, I was doing my 2 a.m. round on the 2nd floor when I heard something that made every hair on my body stand up. Footsteps, not mine. They were coming from directly above me on the 3rd floor, slow, deliberate, and heavy. 1 step, pause. 1 step, pause. I stood completely frozen in the middle of that hallway, flashlight aimed at the ceiling like it was going to show me something. The footsteps stopped. I stood there for 2 full minutes without moving. Then my radio crackled and I nearly dropped it. It was just a static burst, nothing on the other end. But in that silence, I made the worst decision I could have made. I decided to check the 3rd floor myself. The stairwell door to the 3rd floor had always been locked. I had the master key. My hands were shaking enough that it took me 3 tries to get it open. The smell hit me the second I stepped into the hallway. Strong now. Chemical and something underneath it that I recognized and immediately didn't want to think about. My flashlight cut through the dark in a straight white line. Every door on my left, every door on my right, all of them closed, all of them locked. I was almost at the end of the hallway when I noticed one of the doors was different. Room 311. The lock had been removed. Not broken. Removed. Cleanly, like someone had taken the time to unscrew it from the door itself. I pushed the door open. The room was empty except for one thing. A folding chair, facing the window, with a clear view of the parking lot where my car was parked every single night. Someone had been watching me every night. Before I could even process what I was looking at, the door behind me slammed shut. Nothing. The door had swung closed on its own, old hinges, wind pressure from the hallway. That's what I told myself as my heart tried to exit my chest through my rib cage. I grabbed the door handle and pulled. It didn't move. I pulled harder. It rattled in the frame but wouldn't open. I slammed my shoulder into it once, twice. On the third hit, it swung open easily like it had never been stuck at all. I didn't look back at the chair. I ran down the hallway, through the stairwell door, down 2 flights of stairs so fast I nearly fell twice. I burst through the main entrance into the cold air and stood in the parking lot, breathing so hard I could see the fog of my own breath in front of my face. I turned around to look at the building, 3rd floor, room 311. There was a figure standing at the window, completely still, watching me. I got in my car and I drove. I called my supervisor from the road. He picked up on the second ring, which told me he was already awake at 2:30 in the morning. I told him what I found: the chair, the removed lock, the figure in the window. There was a long pause on the other end. Then he said, and I remember this exactly, "Was the door to room 311 open when you first walked past it?" I told him no. It was closed. Another pause. "Then you're fine. Don't go back to the 3rd floor. Finish your shift." I told him I had already left the building. He told me that was a problem. I quit the next morning. I sent a text and blocked the number. 3 weeks later, I was talking to a friend who had done some digging after I told him the story. He found a local news article from 2009. A patient had gone missing from Hargrove Medical 2 months before it closed. A man in his 50s admitted for a psychiatric evaluation. He was never found. The article mentioned that staff had reported strange smells on the 3rd floor in the weeks before the hospital shut down. Room 311 was the last room he'd been assigned to. I've driven past that building once since then. I don't know why I did it. Every window on every floor was dark, except one, 3rd floor, all the way at the end. I didn't stop to count which room it was. I already knew.